Okay, so you can hear me and you can see my screen. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So here, let me just tell you, I am pumped to be here. Okay, because I love talking real estate. And when Sarah reached out to me, I thought, okay, this is going to be great. Because here's the thing. Well, here, let me just bounce a couple things out. You get this out of the way. I've been selling real estate for 20 years. The last 10 years, my team has done apparently 1,255 transactions for, I don't know, 600 and some odd million dollars. We've been fairly successful, and I love them. They're all great, whatever. I love real estate. We do a good amount of it. But what I want to talk about today, if it's all right with y'all, is about you. Less about me and more about you, all right? And really what I want to talk about is how we can take real estate to get more deals such that you can earn more income, that you can buy investment real estate that throws off cash flow. All right.
What I'm talking about.
I think that as realtors, we should be working hard to earn enough money to buy cash flowing real estate such that we don't have to work unless we want to, and with the people we want to under the terms and conditions we want to. Fair enough? So I want to talk about that. Are you guys cool with that?
Yes.
Let's get into it, right? But before we do, we need to take a look at reality. Oops, there goes gravity. Oh my word. The state of play of real estate right now. Anybody else feeling this? Anybody else feeling this? Sellers holding on to properties, buyers choosing to sit out because the mortgage rates are so darn high. Am I the only one feeling this? You guys having any issues with transactions?
We're all
Killer
feeling it
right now, guys. Killer. I know in the market centers, Baton Rouge, I think it is, they're down to like 12, 13% of their agents are doing transactions in a month. It's killer. So you're not alone if you're feeling that. But here's the thing. Let's take a look at it, right? This came out of Family Reunion. If you guys didn't go to Family Reunion, you missed one of the best ones ever. It was so good. But at any rate, here's the state of play in real estate over the last long time, since '89. Okay. On the far right, my far right, you'll notice we're down to what, $4 million in $4 million transactions. All right. They're saying it's going to get up to 4.3 million, but that is low. That's as low as it's been since 2008, 15 years ago. Anybody here been in business longer than 15 years? Probably not many, right? So this is the low number of transactions that you've been in from your career, and it sucks. All right. I was around back then, and the difference was you could see it coming. But if you go back all the way to the left, you guys, to '89, there was 3 million transactions. That's the bad news. The good news is look at where it went from 92 through 05. It climbed and it climbed and it climbed. That was the good news. And then, of course, the banks failed and all that stuff. Lehman Brothers went out of business, the subprime market meltdown, all that stuff. And we saw transactions plummet. And they bottomed out at 4.1 in 2008. That's the bad news. Now, the good news, they started climbing again until they peaked at 6.1 in 22, right? And then they plummeted. Right. This is the Fed raising rates and making it hard to get money. All right. Now we're down to hardly any transactions. And but if you look at this, bad news, good news, bad news, good news. Now we're in a bad news cycle, which means good news is coming. Good news is coming. And I don't know about y'all, but that is good news from my perspective. All right. So yeah. If you're worried about the number of transactions you're doing, it's cool because you got to earn some income, right? I get it. But don't think it's you. Don't think it's some weirdness. It's just a tight market right now. But markets go up, they go down, they're going to come back up. And I think we're at the bottom. And apparently Gary and the boys do as well, that they think it's going to start going up here in 2024. Probably survive to 25 is still in place, survive until 2025. But there are things you can do, should do, will do, and we're going to talk about them that'll get you going. But I want to build your career such that you can get out of this thing and have passive income and cash flowing properties. All right. So let's keep going. First thing you got to do, first thing you're going to have to do is to, you got to pick who your people are. Let me go back here. Sorry about that. You got to figure out who your people are. All right. Who's your clients? Who's your customers? Who are you going to service? Okay. You got to know who that is. Could be, I don't know, first time homeowners, right? Could be corporate reload folks. Could be, I don't know, celebrity, high net worth folks, something like that. And if you don't know, pick a neighborhood. Pick a neighborhood you want to dominate, right? Because you can do that. Just pick a neighborhood you want to dominate and make sure it's a high enough value that, you know, a sale is going to equal some money. And then you're also going to want to make sure that there's enough sales. Don't pick a neighborhood where there's 3 sales a year and you got to get all 3. Okay, that's going to be a problem. But pick a big enough neighborhood that the sales prices are good and there's a good number of sales that occur in a year. So you don't have to get 100% of all of them. A percentage will be good. You feel me on this? And here's the thing, guys. If you have a question or if you want to ask about something, fire. This is meant to be more of a mastermind than a me prattling on about something, all right? So
Okay.
if something strikes you as, wait a minute, I don't get that, just say, hey, hold on, dude. What? And then we'll talk about it, okay? And then even at the end, we can talk about it because I like talking about it. So let's keep going. You're going to figure out where you want to market, where you want to be the king or queen, what neighborhood. And let me just tell you, it's probably multiple neighborhoods. You're going to need about 5,000 people in your database, ultimately. Okay. So pick, that's probably not one neighborhood. You're going to need a couple neighborhoods. You probably want one that's maybe a little bit high end, little mid-level, and maybe even one that's maybe a little on the lower end, such that you covered all types of values. In case one takes off, the other ones don't. A little bit of diversity never hurt. Okay. So that's what you want to do. Pick a neighborhood or pick a, maybe you're a horse rancher and you want to work with only horse people, or if you're an athlete guy or girl and you want to work with only athletes, figure out who it is. All right. Then the next thing you're going to do is learn everything you can about them. All right. You got to be a professional. There's no time for amateurs, especially in this market. You got to be a pro, and pros know what their clients want. And more importantly, they know what their clients need. Okay. I heard somebody say, Steve Jobs, I think it was, talked about, figure out what your clients want and then give them to them. He said, no, that's not true. If that was the case, we would never have cars. People wanted faster horses. So be careful about giving them what they want. Figure out what they need and then give them that. So I thought that was cool. So the question is, how are you going to learn? Okay. This is what you're going to do. You're going to preview property. Okay. So you're going to go to that neighborhood, whatever, Live Oaks. All right. Whatever your neighborhood is. And you're going to preview every property that's listed for sale in there. Every time a new property comes on the market, even if you've already been to that property, think about it. Maybe they changed something. Maybe it's different. Who knows? But you want to go in every one of the properties that is listed for sale 100% of the time, every time, all the time. Because you're going to be a pro. You're going to know that neighborhood inside and out. You're going to know what it looks like, feels like, smells like, the vibe it puts off when you walk up and then walk in. You're going to know that stuff because it's going to help you compare and contrast. You got to be able to do that. You got to understand why this house is different from that one, which is different from this one over here. Okay. And it doesn't cost any money. It's free. You just go. You go and preview these properties. Okay. The other thing I want you to do when you go preview them, take pictures. Okay. You got a phone, you got high world-class capabilities right here in this phone, right? Take a picture, take video every time you go into a house and then catalog it. Pretty soon you have your own catalog of the houses in that neighborhood. Think about that, right? And so you can draw on that information 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. You got your own catalog of all these houses. You don't have to rely on whatever's in the MLS. Okay. You have your own. And when you have your own, that's a moat. That's a moat around your business that everybody else doesn't have, that only you do. And that's hugely valuable. Feel me on that? So that's what you're going to do when you preview. Go to every house all the time, take pictures, take videos. And I would do this too. I would just write notes. How did this place hit me? What was the vibe? What did I take away? What would I feel like when I looked at this property? Take notes. It's going to be a huge, huge benefit for you down the road. Okay. Next, you're going to want to study the market trends for that neighborhood. Okay. What does that look like? Well, it looks like this. Prices, are they up, down, or flat? Okay. Go in your MLS, you can check that. Days on market, up, down, flat. Number of listings, up, down, flat. Number of pendings, up, down, flat. Number of sales per month, up, down, flat. And just track that every month. Just keep track of that data for that neighborhood. It's going to make you a pro. And then when you're talking to people about it, what's going on in the neighborhood? Oh, I'm glad you asked. The last month, the number of pendings picked up. For the last 8 months, it was down. Now it's up. And that indicates that buyers are entering the market and whatever, right? And you can just go on about that. And that gives you credibility, confidence in yourself, and them confidence in you. And that's really huge. Costs you nothing to study the market. All right. So now you can go preview property, cost zero. You can study the market, cost nothing. Now you've been in all the properties in a neighborhood and you know the market trends. That's pretty good. That's really good. And then the next thing you do is you just got to talk to the owners. You talk to them, you knock on their door, you call them on the phone, you go to open houses, you do whatever you do to get in front of them. You just talk to them. You have a conversation. There's scripts. You can get them in the bold scripts. You ask them, if you were to sell, where would you go next? When would that be? Things like that, right? What are your plans for real estate in the next 12 months? And have a conversation. And they're going to love you. They're going to love you. That's what you got to do first. That's what you got to do first, okay? You got to preview properties. You got to study the market for that neighborhood. And then you got to start talking to the owners in that neighborhood, okay? All right, here we go. Here we go. But John, you don't understand. I'm new, right? I don't know anybody. I've never sold a house, right? This is typical real estate stuff. Okay. Am I the only one that feels this way going in a new neighborhood? Just me? I mean, that's the way it is. You're new. You've never done something. Your confidence is low. Nobody knows you, all that stuff. Totally get it. Totally get it. All right. All those people that are known that have done a bunch of stuff are fat and happy. This market's hard on them. They're taking a soft route now. They're probably on vacation, permanent vacation, cruising. This is ideal for newbies. Right now is the time to get out there and work hard to do all that stuff, because the people that have been successful don't like to work. All right. They've built up this cushion. They're fat and happy. We see it in markets all over the country. This is ideal. If you're new, you're hungry, this is where you make your career. And we saw the market went down, right? The market's down and it's going up. You're catching it right. All those folks that got in this business 5, 6, 10 years ago didn't build skills. The market rewarded bad behavior, right? The prices went up. You got it wrong, you got a higher price 6 months later. That's not the case right now. You got to be good. You need skills. This is a perfect market for new agents. Man, I'm excited for y'all. So pumped. I have 2 new agents that started on our team. They're doing great. They're going to be so skilled when this thing comes back around. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. Don't worry about it. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to get known. All right. If you're not known, you got to get known. All right. People got to know you. People don't work with you unless they know, like, and trust you. So you got to get known. So question, is there a strategy for this? Absolutely. We're going to go over it right now. This is so great. If I was starting out tomorrow, if you drop me in Gwinnett County, this is what I would do tomorrow. Okay. I would do an open house strategy. That's what I refer to as the open house strategy. Here's how it works. Again, if you guys got questions, just fire at me. All right. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep talking. So open house strategy. Here's how it works. I'd find a listing in a neighborhood that I want to dominate. Call up the listing agent and say, hey, I'm new, or I'm not new, I'm whatever. I'd like to do an open house for you. Is that cool? Not all agents are going to let you do it, but most will. If somebody want to do a listing, an open house on one of my listings all day long, right? So find one. Find one that will, a listing agent that will allow you to do an open house. Or if you have your own, Start with your market center. Somebody there will for sure. Okay. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is go get branded open house signs with your face, right? Your face all over it and your name and your phone number, email, maybe a QR code in an open house. All right. So you want the branded, you want to be known for this open house, somebody else's open house with your face on a sign that says open house. Okay. And I'd schedule that open house for at least 2 weeks out. You need a little bit of time to start marketing. All right. And then I would go out and I'd place these signs all over in the neighborhood at the beginning of the, where you drive in, maybe another entrance where you drive out, whatever. And then on cross streets everywhere. I want 500 signs. I want the HOA to come knocking on your door and say, what in the heck are you doing? I want the city code people to say, stop the madness. Get your face out everywhere. You've only been in business for a week and you got 400 signs. You're everywhere. You feel me on this?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It costs money to get a sign. Well, do this. Go find a lender. Explain what you're doing. And they'll be like, oh, I'll help you with that. Maybe they'll buy your signs or give you some money, right? And now your signs are free. Okay. Next thing I would do, number 5, I would interview the owner. Ask them, what's so cool about this house? What do you like? What do you like about the neighborhood? What do you like about the city? What do you like about this? All that stuff. And they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you all the really neat, different things about it. And then you're going to use that information. You're going to create a branded brochure. Okay. You're going to create a branded brochure that has your face, your everything all over it. Right. And you're going to go door knock. Hi, I'm John Moran with Keller Williams Realty's at the Beach Team. How are you? Great. Hey, I'm having an open house over at 123 Main Street. It's on Saturday, the 28th. I don't know, whenever it is. Would you like to come to it? Right. And they'll say what they say. And now you're off and running, right? You're building your brand. Can you all see how this works?
Yep.
No doubt. No doubt it does. I promise. And here's what you do next. You rinse and repeat. You call them on the phone, right? You knocked on their door. You got some, you didn't get some. Now you're calling them on the phone. You're going to get some, you're not going to get some, but you're going to have more. You have the same conversation. Hey, I'm having John Keller Williams Realty's at the Beach Team. I'm having an open house over on Main Street. We'd love you to come. It's on whatever date at 2:00. Come on over. And here's the thing, guys. They're going to say, well, yeah, I'm out of town. I wish I could. Or yeah, I'm busy that day. Awesome. Perfect. We're also doing it virtual. Okay. You go in there, right? And you got your phone. You're going to do a FaceTime or a Zoom or something. Do a Facebook Live. That's what we do. Facebook Lives. Okay. What's your email? I'm going to send this to you so you don't miss it. Right. Now you're building your database. See how that works? You're talking to them, you're getting their email, and you're building your database. Okay. Oh my word. Lather, rinse, repeat. How can it be so complicated? It's not complicated, people. This is the easiest thing you'll ever do. Unbelievable. Let's keep going. Rinse and repeat. Third thing you do is send a letter. Okay. Send a letter. You've knocked on the door. You call them on the phone. You send something in the mail. Hey, man, I'm having an open house. John Moran, Keller Williams Realty's at the Beach Team. I'm having an open house. Maybe you've seen one of my 800 signs. All that stuff, right? And now they're getting a letter. Hey, if you can't make it, that's cool. It's going to be virtual. Here's my email. Send me your email, and I'll make sure that you get the information. Build your database, people. Build your database, right? Keep going. Next, rinse and repeat. Social media. Think about it. All over Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. I don't know. What else? Snapchat? I don't know. Whatever. All of them, right? TikTok. Become that person. I would maybe get Live Oaks. Let's use Live Oaks as a subdivision. Open houses of Live Oaks group, where you post open house pictures and information about all the open houses in Live Oaks. Join our group, right? Feel me on this? Now you got that. So think about this, guys. You're everywhere. You got 1 million signs everywhere. You're calling people, you're knocking on their doors, you're sending them stuff. You've been in the business 3 weeks and people are like, oh my gosh, this guy's everywhere. What is going on? Every time I turn a corner, there they are. They're doing something, right? So, all right, now we got big day, open house day. Bum, bum, bum. All right, we're all excited. Open house. Okay. Make sure you have a sign in. Get everybody to sign in because you want their email. This all comes back to your database. Get their email and say, here's the deal. Send me an email or give me your email because I'm going to send you because I'm having another open house in 2 weeks. What? Yeah, I'm doing another one in 2 weeks up the road over at 193 Mockingbird Street. See how that goes? You work the whole thing all over again. You're door knocking about the new one. You're calling on the phone about the new one. You're sending emails about the new one. All that stuff. Social about the new one. You're everywhere. You are literally everywhere. Okay? You're going to follow that schedule, you guys, for a year. Can you imagine if you did it for even 3 months? Okay, 3 months. What is that? 3 times, you're doing 2 a month. So that's 6 open houses. Massive. You're going to be everywhere, right? And then after a year, it's just going to be insane. And here's the thing. Talk to your title companies. They'll help you out with the cost to print. Just tell them your plan. I'm going to do an open house every 2 weeks. I'm going to door knock. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I got this database is growing. I'll promote you. I'll put your stuff out at the open house. You do whatever. They'll support you because anybody who's been in sales understands that it's about talking to people and building a database. And this is a great way to just dominate a neighborhood or 2 or 3 or 4. And that's what you do. You do it over and over and over again. All right. Can you see it? You see how this works? You feeling it?
Yep.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. I see it with my people. They're 20 and 23 years old, my 2 newest. They're already getting stuff lined up. It's absolutely amazing. They're doing this exact technique. Okay. So let's review. Okay. You've previewed properties. You studied the market. You found a listing to start with, created branded signs, scheduled the open house. You place signs everywhere. I mean, you got code enforcement for the city wondering what the heck you're doing. You've interviewed the owner. You created branded brochure. You're knocking on doors, calling, doing all that stuff. People, you've built a brand. You built a brand in 6 months that agents that have been there 20 years have no way to compete with. Okay. But John, you don't understand. I'm new. Not anymore. You just did all that. But I don't know. Not anymore. You know everyone. But I've never sold a house. Probably not. You probably have sold a house. You probably have listings of your own now, and you're selling houses in that neighborhood. Matter of fact, you're probably known after being in the business for 9 months as the realtor of that neighborhood. You just kicked out Sally Sue, who'd been there 30 years, but she's fat and happy on some cruise through Europe. Think about it. How cool is that? How cool is that? Okay. Now what? All right. Now you got money starting to flow into your checkbook. You're paying off your bills. You're living a life. You go out and you buy your first investment property. Okay. You're starting to fix your financial future. You got cash flowing income such that when you get to a point where you have more income than you have expenses to live, you can quit. You can stop selling if you want, but you don't want because you've built up this thing and it's easy. People are calling you, right? You got a couple assistants that are doing the outbound calls and knocking on doors and sitting at the open houses, but it's your face on the signs. Now you got $1 million career. You're making $1 million plus annual. You're investing. You're living a big life. You're doing things. You're giving back to the community. You're drilling holes in Africa and creating water for who knows what. Dream big. Gary Keller has always said, you people dream too small. Dream bigger. Dream bigger. So I encourage you all to dream big on this, okay? You want more info on building your career? Send me an email. I got some more of this stuff I'm going to come out with, kind of like these open houses. I'll email them over to you. Send me an email. I got some new stuff in the works that I'm going to send out in a couple of weeks. And if you want to, every morning I post Monday through Friday on Facebook at John Moran. If you look up John Moran on Facebook, I post messages mostly to myself and my team, but it kind of works for everyone. I think that's where Sarah ran into me. So that's it. That's it, guys. Here you go. Here's what I say. You got this. Here we go. Let's get it. Right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, guys? Anybody
Yeah.
have any questions?
Questions, anybody?
I'm telling you, if you can do this, and I say if, I know you can,
But will you?
it's just will you, right? And there's no reason why. Go find that listing that you can do an open house, study the market, preview, zero cost. And what happens is your confidence just goes to the moon when you've been in these properties. And so, yeah, that's what I invite you to do.
John, I have a question for you.
Yeah, fire.
So for your two new agents, your 22 and 23-year-old, how many homes are you asking them to preview a week since they're brand new?
Okay, so here's what they do. They started on the same day, well, within a day, I think. So they've kind of teamed up a little bit. So they do one open house a week right now. Okay. And so what they do, they go there, they preview, they do a video, all right, of the property. That's their virtual open house. And so they do that. And the reason why we do that is if something happens during the open house, we already have the video. And then they call the neighborhood. All right. Hi, this is Kaylee Fusey, Keller Williams Realty's at the Beach team. Just want to give you a quick call because we're having an open house next Thursday at 2:00. It's the same day. We do it the same day at the same time every week. We're trying to train our audience. Okay. So yeah, we're having an open house on Tuesday at 2:00. Are you in town or do you live here? Right. Because we have a lot of absentee owners here in Destin. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm out of town. Can't be there. I'm working. I don't know, whatever. Can't be there. Cool. What's your email? This is a virtual thing. We'll send it to you. And we get so many emails. You'd be surprised. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, here's my email, john@john.com. Send it over. Okay, great. And we just build our database. So yeah, that's what they do. They call in the mornings to the neighborhood. They're going to be doing the video or the open house. And that's their day. Then they do the open house, same thing over and over and over.
What do you find to be the best day of the week for you all?
Well, we're doing ours on, when are we doing? Wednesdays. We do them on Wednesdays. Okay. I don't know if there's one day better than the other. That's just the day we're doing them.
What time do you do them?
I think we do them 2 to 4.
Okay.
2 to 4. Now it's going to be different. Like, keep in mind, I'm in a resort community.
Yeah.
Right. We got a lot of absentee owners and a lot of different types of things. Renters. We got to deal with a lot of renters. But if I was there, I think I would do them at evening and on weekends when people are available. Does that make sense? Yeah. And I would make, you know what? Get known as the person that does those open houses. I would go to, I don't know, a local restaurant. Hey, barbecue guy, I'm doing an open house. You want to do some, dollar barbecues or dollar off barbecue? Go there and do some, I don't know, whatever. All kinds of things like that. Car detailer person. Why don't you set up outside my open house and we have a bunch of people, you can get some business. Then you just tell people, hey, I'm having an open house and a car dealer's or detailer's going to be there. Swing by, get your car cleaned and look at our open house. Whatever, figure it out. Collect coats for kids. I'm doing an open house, but we're also collecting coats for kids. Swing by with your coat, take a look at our open house. What's your email? See how that works? You got to get known. It's those signs that are going to do it for you guys. Get those signs with your face on it with an open house sign, not a for sale, an open house. And then pretty soon you'll get a listing. Then you can do the for sale. And then you'll have open house calls. You have just listed calls. You have just sold calls and letters and postcards and stuff. And I guarantee you, you get known, you get wide enough recognition as a branded entity. You're going to have vendors. Hey, man, you want me to throw in some koozies for your open house? Hey, man, you want me to do this, do that? Now, all of a sudden, your open houses become an event people like to go to. And you're going to be everywhere. Your signs are going to be everywhere. You list a for sale, that's one sign, one house. You list an open house, you got, depending on the HOA rules, you get signs everywhere.
Love it.
It's free. It's free. You got to get the signs. But once you buy the signs, you got them. And then just keep moving around. New house and people are gonna start talking. Hey, where's his open house this week? Last time they had cookies from wherever, Crumble. That was great. I'm gonna get a free cookie, right? Oh, I know they're doing a car wash. They got a car wash guy there this week. I'm gonna go that one, right? Just get it, and then you're gonna be known. You're gonna be the known person. And somebody say, "Hey, who should I list with?" I don't know. You got that guy who's got his dang signs everywhere. I'm gonna use him. Makes sense.
Awesome.
Nobody cares if you're one day in the business or 50 years. It's just, do they know who you are? And if you're previewing, studying the stats, and talking to people, you're better than 95% of agents already, even if they've been in business for 50 years. And they start out, hi, I've sold 1 million properties. Awesome. I'm worried about who's going to sell the next one, mine. I think that person over there's got the energy, the juice. Heck, their signs are everywhere. Y'all feel me on this?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Do you think he can do it?
Yeah.
I know you can. The problem is you need to know. So maybe team up. Maybe that's what you do. Team up, create twos, and you go in together. You share the results.
Love it.
Be a good thing. All right.
Awesome.
This helpful. Hope you guys got something out of this.
Yeah, this was great. Really appreciate it, John. Yeah, awesome.
Think about it. Talk about it. Let me know. Send me an email. All right. I got some new stuff coming out. Check out John Moran on Facebook. Daily coaching.
Awesome. And yeah, John, once you get your new stuff, we'd love to have you back sometime, maybe later, over the summer or in the year. So if you'd come back, we'd love to have you.
Right on, right on.
Yeah, if you're in Atlanta, come see us.
Will do. Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, guys, have a good day. All right.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. Good stuff. I could write that. Hope you guys enjoyed that.